At 31 years old, I built a peptide business that completely changed my life. I went from overweight, broke, and working service jobs to running a brand that does over 6 figures a month. And in this video, I'm going to give you the full step-by-step breakdown. I'll tell you my story fast, and then I'm going deep into the exact strategy, the platform, the product, the payments, the marketing, all of it. The same path I actually used. This isn't a vague motivation video. I'm giving you the real playbook. If you're new here, my name is Lino. Hit the subscribe and let's get right into it. All right, let me take you back a few years because I promise you I was not always doing this. I was overweight. I was working service industry jobs, trading my hours for a paycheck that never stretched far enough. I was broke more months than I wasn't. And like a lot of people watching this, I kept chasing the thing that would finally change it all. I tried the MLMs, I tried drop shipping, random products off the internet. Every single one of them flopped. And after enough failures back to back, you start quietly wondering if you're even cut out or if you're the problem. I definitely did. There were nights that I'd lay there and think, there has to be a better way than this. I know I'm capable of more, I just had no idea where to start. Then something shifted. I tried taking a peptide called tirzepatide myself. One of these peptides everybody's talking about now, and it worked. And I wanted to change the lives of millions of other people the same way it did mine. So in 2025, I started my brand, Autovia, a real brand that's third-party batch tested and a network of affiliates promoting it for me. It was smooth. I had over $30,000 frozen by payment processors. I dealt with platform shutdowns, but I kept fixing problems, and that brand grew into the business that does now over 6 figures a month. And then people started messaging me, business owners, doctors, even nurses, asking how I did it. So I started building peptide companies for them. We've now built over 20 of them, and they're all live right now. So here's everything that I learned from start to finish. Step 1 is choosing your niche and building your brand. This is the foundation, and most people rush right past it. Do not try to sell to everyone. People who want peptides is not a business. You need to pick one specific customer. There are basically 4 big lanes right now. There's the performance crowd, gym guys and athletes chasing recovery and muscle. There's the weight and metabolic crowd riding the GLP-1 wave. There's the longevity and anti-aging crowd that wants energy, sleep, and wants to feel younger. And then there's the biohacking crowd chasing focus and optimization. So pick one, and that single destination is going to shape and shift your branding and marketing. Once you have your avatar, pick your hero products, 3 to 5 to start, not 50. Choose the ones that match your niche and your audience that people are already searching for. You expand the catalog later. Once you're making money, then you build the brand itself. You need a name that sounds legitimate, a clean logo, and a look that feels premium, because in this space, trust is everything. Grab the domain, set up a professional email on that domain, and write a simple brand story. When someone lands on your site, instantly feel like this is a real company, not a random guy flipping vials out of his apartment. Step 2 is building your store on the right platform, and I have to stop you before you make the mistake that kills most new brands. Do not build on Shopify, Squarespace, or Wix. I don't care how easy they look. The day that they realize you're selling research peptides, they're gonna shut you down that same day. So all that hours and weeks of work gone to nothing. So the platform that actually works is WordPress with WooCommerce. It's an open source, which means nobody can flip a switch and delete your business overnight. Here's the setup. Get your own hosting and your domain, install WordPress, then install WooCommerce. On top of it, pick a clean, fast theme and build out your core pages, a homepage, your product pages, about page, and your policy pages. On the product pages, this part is critical. Every product needs clear photos, a compliant description, the price, and the COA, Certificate of Analysis, available for that batch. You add your research use only disclaimers, an age gate, and clear shipping and refund policies. Install an SSL certificate so the site is secure. Do that, and you've got a store that looks legitimate and can't get pulled offline on someone else's whim. Step 3, source your product and fulfillment. This is where your quality and your reputation are made or broken. You want a vetted supplier, ideally based here in the US, that gives you third-party testing and a COA, aka a Certificate of Analysis, on every single batch. That COA is your proof of purity. It's what your customers need to trust you and what you need to sleep at night. But you should actually be sending them out for third-party testings on your own under your brand name so that people know that it matches the actual source of where they're ordering from. So ordering straight from overseas to save a few dollars is a trap. You deal with customs, delays, random seizures, and purity you can't verify. One contaminated or underdosed batch and your brand is finished. Then you decide how you will fulfill your orders. You can hold your own inventory, buy stock up front and ship it yourself, or you can work with a partner who white labels and drop ships under your brand so you never touch a vial. When you're starting out, the drop ship route keeps your risk and your upfront costs low. Step 4, set up your payments that won't freeze. I'm telling you straight, this is the single hardest part of the entire business. It's the wall that stops almost everybody. The mainstream processors, Stripe, Square, PayPal, they'll approve you at first, let you make some sales, and then freeze your account, and they'll sit on your money the moment they figure out what you're selling. I had over $20,000 locked up across different accounts learning this lesson. So imagine finally getting traction and then watching your money get held hostage for months. What you actually need are high-risk processors that approve this specific industry, and you don't just set up one, you set up several so you're never depending on a single point of failure. You add alternative processors and crypto payment options as backups because crypto can be frozen the same way a bank account can. The goal is simple. You can always take a credit card and no single company can shut your whole business down. This is the piece people underestimate the most, and it's the piece that takes the most relationships and access to get right. Step 5 is building your marketing engine and customer acquisition. The number one channel when I started, and still one of the best today, is the affiliate and influencer engine. You install an affiliate software on your site, you recruit creators in your niche, and you give them a real commission worth that making content for you. You hand them content, a discount code, and they promote your brand to their audience. You're borrowing other people's trust instead of building from zero, and you only pay them when they actually drive a sale. Done right, you can have dozens of people selling for you at the same time. And on top of that, you build organic content, and SEO in the space gets flagged and shut down, but you're allowed to rank in search. And the buyer intent is already there. People are literally typing in the exact products they want to buy. So you create content and product images around those search terms, and you collect customers for free every single day. Then you set up an email and text follow-up. Most of your profit comes from people buying a second time. So you capture every email, you recover abandoned carts, and you remind people to reorder on their protocol. Once all of that is humming and you've got real cash flow, that's when you carefully bring in paid ads with the right workarounds. Step 6, compliance and legal. This is what protects everything that you've built. Set up an actual business entity like an LLC and keep your business banking completely separate from your personal money. On your site and in all your marketing, everything is labeled and sold as research use only. You never make medicinal claims. You never tell people how to dose or to even use the products. And you want to make sure that your affiliates are following the exact same rules, because one influencer saying the wrong thing can put your entire brand at risk. Add your terms, add your disclaimers, and age verification. This is the boring stuff that keeps you in business, while the people who skip it get shut down. So build simple systems for processing orders fast and handling customer support, because in this space, quick shipping and good support are what earn the trust, gets people to reorder. Then you reinvest your profit, you add new products, you recruit more affiliates, you double down on the content on what's working, and eventually you layer in paid traffic and bigger retention systems. This is the part where it compounds, where last month's customer funds next month's growth. That's a business, not a side hustle. Now I'll be honest about one thing. Each of these steps has a dozen little details that can trip you up, and a couple of them, the peptide-friendly payment processors and the vetted, tested suppliers, come down to relationships and access that are genuinely hard to get on your own. That's the part that took me the longest and cost me the most. Everything I just gave you is the real roadmap, and you can run it yourself. So the reason that I ever got into this was because of the freedom. I wanted to build a better life for myself. I was tired of building somebody else's dream for the last 30 years of my life. And the reason that I went all in on this was because now I do whatever I want. I eat out whenever I want. I don't look at the price tags. I just pretty much live life abundantly like I've always wanted to since I was a young kid. I come from an immigrant background where I was broke. I didn't have much to my name. I was working server jobs, service jobs, bartending, things like that. And I completely turned my life around, and I really believe that you can too. So don't forget to hit the link below, and we will schedule a one-on-one call and work with you together. So if you got any value from this, do me a favor, leave a like below and leave a comment as well, because we are only going to be booming from here and growing together. So I'll see you guys in the next video.